Welcome once again to another edition of Quoth the Raven, Louis Bright Raven. I'm your host, Louis Bright Raven, 30-year veteran writer, illustrator, editor, publisher of science fiction, fantasy, horror, comics, and role-playing games. And it is Tuesday, August 30th. That means it is another night of crowdfunding discussion and comics reviews. So let's go ahead and get into the show a little bit. I don't have my normal question and answer graphics, but I have a couple of questions that have been asked of me. One question that was asked me on email was, when am I going to do a live draw? It'll probably be not this weekend, but next weekend will be a live draw, because I'm working on something this weekend that I don't want to quite give away some of the stuff yet. But probably when Season 5 opens is when I'll be regularly doing the live draws again. And Season 5 is tentatively scheduled for September 12th. So that's when I'll probably start doing the regular live draw weekends again. Same question or not same question, but same person asked, when am I going to get more guests on the show? Well, I just had a guest yesterday, Mr. Daniel Becker, for Lobo, the Hunter and Hunted, and I'm always on the lookout for more guests, so we'll see what comes up with that in the future. Now, let's see what else is going on. Okay. Just getting check on a few things here. We should be able to do this. We'll start with CUCKOO by Joe Sparrow, which are for our crowdfunding discussion tonight. This is 8 hours to go, so this is your time to get in on it. As you can see, it's got over 1,300 backers. They're well over their pledge. It's been backed. This is a 200-page comic from the Eisner-nominated Annie Award-winning artist Joe Sparrow. Let's see what all it has to say. This is from Shortbox, so it's going to be shipped from the UK, just so you guys know. Already low in confidence regarding her art, her college career, and her social life, the breakdown of her parents' relationship, and generally unsure about the direction of her life that her life is taking, Dorothy struggles to make sense of what exactly to do with her new powers. Are they a gift? And if so, from whom? Does having a great gift mean sharing it with the world? What does having powers mean when you haven't even worked out anything about who you are as a person? And most importantly, is art school worth it? CUCKOO is asking all the big questions. Here's some of the artwork here. That's the cover. Basically, this character, Dorothy, is a reality manipulator of sorts. Now, the art looks a little bit kind of like, I can't think of the name of the cartoon now. Very popular cartoon, but it's escaping me right now. But it has a very similar style to that one. It's on Cartoon Network, but it's a nice, open, clean style. negative energy pulse from the object in the ground. Obviously, when she's inspired to draw something in her sketchbook, the instructor's like, nope, do, the silliness of whatever you got to draw for your class, for your drawing class first, which, that is what would happen in art class. So, and then there's telekinetic movements of objects. Quite interesting abilities, though. And then there's someone else who can do the same thing. And she's asking, how do you do that? John Norris is in the house. That's what I was trying to think of. Adventure Time. Well, not Adventure Time. It's something else, though. That's what I was thinking of. Steven Universe. That's what I was thinking of. Steven Universe. Thank you. I didn't realize that you were in the room, John. So anyway, stick with us because there's something that specifically I thought of for you. But anyway, I'm liking this artwork. I'm probably going to get it. You can also get another book from him called Homunculus. So you can get 2 books through this Kickstarter. The book itself, if you want to get the digital, it's about $18 for both CUCKOO and Homunculus as a digital bundle. The print book is about $19 for just CUCKOO. And then $31 for both CUCKOO and Homunculus, which is a new print edition. This is the cover for the new edition, and I don't know if it shows the old edition. Yes, this is the original on the left, and then this is the new on the right. So it should be interesting. They're saying that the book will be completed around November. So they're going to have the books printed in December and ship them in January after the Christmas holiday, so they don't have to deal with the crazy holiday period. Seems to make sense. They are charged when you pledge for the book. There's no additional charge that's going to hit you later. But because they are shipping from the UK, international customs and other charges may be your responsibility. They have stretch goals. They're going to do some. If they get to a certain point, they'll have glossy, reflective stuff on the cover. That's what that GIF is for. Supposed to be resembling there. If they get a certain point, you'll get a Dino Glitter holographic sticker. French flaps, which is just a thing set up for how the books are made. Here's another hollow sticker that they're going to add if you get to 32K. Where are they at on the? They're at 43K, so almost 44K. So you're already getting the hologram. You're already getting the glossy stock cover. You're already getting that sticker. You're already getting this sticker. And then what they really want to do, and they already got it, is the 40,000 pound. They're going to try and do a setup where you can get this statue made as a separate item to purchase, which looks kind of cool. And that's what they're going to do, just to get the prototypes of the figure. And then they'll either do a smaller Kickstarter for a limited run of the figures, or maybe just a pre-order campaign so that you guys can add that to your order. We don't know exactly what they're going to do, but I'm definitely going to order something out of this. I don't know exactly which. Probably the two, like I said, the homunculus and the probably this one right here, the CUCKOO and the new edition of homunculus is probably what I will order. And like I said, there's only 8 hours left, so make sure you get into that if you're interested in that particular product. Let me go ahead and put the link up for you. Again, this is the CUCKOO by Joe Sparrow graphic novel. Okay. Let's go ahead and cut that for a minute and go on to our next one, which is called Company of Eagles. Or Company of the Eagle, I should say. Doesn't want to do what I want it to do. Okay. Now, this is a little bit different. It is buying all 3 issues of what's been done. It's got 112 backers. It's got 22 days ago. It's a little over 60% of the way to its final goal of $5,000. Produced by John J. Perez with art by Goran Gligović, taking place in a world resembling 18th century revisionist America. The 3rd issue of a 4-issue miniseries will explore new frontiers in the genre while confronting the bloody legacy of colonialism. So let's take a look at the video. Okay. Let me go ahead and there we go. All right. Again, this is kind of like an interesting alternate reality history horror comic, I guess. If you like Game of Thrones and Saga, this is based on the Appalachian folklore and Aztec legends. So we'll see what it is. This is a mature reader's book with scenes of action, violence, nudity, and sexuality in it, so be forewarned. You can get Early Bird, which is probably already gone, but let's see what else they have here. You can get a digital standard print which is the comic plus the art print. The variant cover print is $18. Both covers is $23. There's a digital premium, which gets you 1 through 3 in PDF, plus 7 other comics in PDF, if you're into digital comics. Or $35, which gets you all 3 editions and the art print. So let's go ahead and see what else there is here. There's the main cover. There's the prints that you would get. Of course, the early bird print would have been the color version, so you'll probably get the black and white because the color is already done. You can get a Golden Eagle tier where you get an actual coin, which I think costs about $45. Yeah, it's $45 with the coin. Or you get a curator edition, and you can get all their bundle stuff. Now, I don't know how much their curator edition actually is. Let's see how much they've got a curator edition here. It says complete. There's a curator. The curator is $90. Now, what you would get is 3 copies of the comic, and then 2 Social Fiends with both covers. Archon trades 1 through 5, and PDF versions and the coin plus the print. So there's quite a bit there that you would actually get, but still, I don't know if that's. I won't say it's pricey for what you're getting, but it might be a little bit out of people's price range. Again, they aren't really big on giving you a whole lot of storyline, but let's go ahead and say it's the continent of Ashoka, the spiritual tokens, who are indigenous people who have dwelled since creation, and the Volsung clans, who are basically Vikings. They live in peace until the Gallian Empire, think of the French or the American English coming over to take over lands. So with their colonialisms, they get into fights. And they face off against the different Aztec and Aboriginal mythological critters, I guess you could say, of North America, including Mothmen, Howlers, Wendigo, and only the great eagles can hold them back. And this is about people trying to help and raise them. Here is the Kickstarter for that. Quiet day today. I've seen a few people come in but not say hello. Usually they say hello, but that's okay if they don't. I am probably going to get the physical catch-up edition for $35, which is the first 3, and the print. Not that the other books don't interest me, I just don't have that much budget right now to spend more than that. Okay. Our next one is the one that John might be interested in. I'm wearing my New Detroit Pro Wrestling Phantasm Club because the person who did the Johnny Phantasm series has got a new Kickstarter out, and it is called Last of the Seekers, robot toy and 22-page comic. It is a Transformers type thing, and John is a huge Transformers fan, so the sound effects are a little loud. So wow, you can get two different ones. So they've got Indiegogo, BlackCon, all kinds of stuff they're promoting. As you can see, it's only at 28% of its goal, but it's got 31 days to go. Only got 40 backers so far. They are trying for a $25,000 goal, but you know these toys aren't going to be cheap to make. So you know that's why the goal is so high. I'm pretty sure. You know, people got to remember it's not just for the comic itself, but let's go ahead and take a look at what they want. There's another sign of the alternate version, the stealth version of the character. Again, this is done by Don Figueroa, who is well known for doing the Transformers characters for IDW. But Patrick Thomas Parnell, the writer, is actually doing the interior art. Let's take a look at some of the interior art. And again, you know, it's very much a Transformers nostalgia vibe. So some people might think, well, you know, he's kind of just riding that coattail, and that's fine. As long as he's doing his own thing with it. And you know, this is very much like the heart piece that Optimus Prime, you know, passed on to Rodimus in the movie. And it turns out there's a woman inside it. So it's like, you know, they're doing their own thing in a way. So I'm willing to see where they go with it anyway. $15 for the comic. There's an alternate with a different cover. The toy is expensive. It's $85. That's why. That's probably why they haven't gotten the backing that they should, because that's an awfully high price in my opinion. But you know, okay, so $85 or more for each version of the toy. And as you can see, there's like 3 backers of the green and no backers for the robot toy. There's only going to be limited, I guess, to 50 for the stealth toy, though. So there's only going to be 50. Then you know, okay, I guess. 95 gets you the toy and the comic book, the green version. You can get the stealth separate, of course. You can get 2 robots and 2 comics for $190. And again, this might seem like a little extravagant on the price, but I am wondering, you know, exactly what the production value and what the. I'd love to see a video where we got to see the toy actually in use. You know, how you transform it and stuff, and how well it transforms. That would have been helpful to make people buy, I think. No backers on that part. And then we've got some people buying that's what people are buying, is the big box. They're getting all the stuff with the t-shirt, the trading cards, the stickers, everything. That's what people are buying, which, you know, is $300, which is a pretty steep price, unfortunately, I think. But, you know, maybe I'll have to think about that. I didn't realize it was going to be quite that expensive based on what I had seen from Thomas before with Johnny Phantasm. But this is something different with the toys. That is a little bit different. Usually he does his toys separate. So to do it together like this, I can understand why the price points are what they are. let's take a quick list on the address on that. Again, I think the work's pretty cool. I mean, the toy looks nice for what it is. Both of the missiles have spring loading. There's a light port in the back of his head, so his eyes illuminate. Okay. He's trying to say that this is quality, not a 3D printed toy. It's plastic injected, whatever. I mean, yeah. Obviously, he's trying to get the point that it is a higher standard of production value. Like I said, though, I would like to see a little more evidence of the playability of the toy. It looks nice, though. You get a space token if you back it as well. Different covers. There's the main cover, I guess. And then if you want the variant cover by Don, and that's what that looks like. And then again, you can also get the stealth toy. And the boxes do look pretty much like the old school G1 Transformers boxes. There's a mini comic as well. Again, you get stickers and you get a t-shirt. I do wonder, I mean, I know, John, that you are around, but I also know that you've had quite the expenses lately for medical. So if you weren't tied up with medical bills from dental work and stuff like that, would this even be something of your interest? Yeah, that's fair enough. Mostly because of the price, I'm presuming. Fair enough. Okay, let's go ahead and go on to the next item. The next item is called TEMUDJIN by Ozanam and Carrion. They got 68 hours ago, 816 backers, well over their goal, as you can see. It is a fantasy graphic novel. It's what if about a kid who could be the reborn Genghis Khan. So let's see what this is about. Whoops. Okay. Of course, they get their first 3 stretch goals unlocked. You get a linen cardstock print, a colored dust jacket for your hardcover book. You get a print stock, another one. So you get 2 prints with all the physical tiers, a color and a black and white one. This is about a child who was born in an ancient and distant land, celebrated by the shaman Ozbeg, who senses the spirit of greatness inside him. Orphaned at birth, the shaman takes the boy in, names him TEMUDJIN in anticipation of the man he is destined to become. But first, he must be guided and trained to listen to the spirits of nature around him, for one day he will lead the Mongol clans to glory as the reborn Genghis Khan. A lush, lyrical, almost operatic fantasy speculating on the lineage and legacy of the first great Khan of the Mongol Empire. Filled with mysticism and surreal visions, this grand epic takes on a dreamlike quality infused with just enough ties to real history to ground this setting. Torn between a destiny that he is told he must accept and a life he would rather choose for himself, the mind of a legendary warlord is laid bare to readers in a cinematic and poetic narrative by writer Antoine, Ozanam, and breathtakingly illustrated by Antoine Carrion. And I do think the artwork looks very nice. It'll be 9 by 12, hardcover, 200-page book, similar to Magnetic Press's signature curved corners. Let me get a quick look for you. Okay. I don't know. This is Astra of Pan from Magnetic Press. This is basically the same size format of the book you're going to get. The same kind of print quality, thickness, good quality hardcover. I don't know how many pages. This was probably about 200 pages. Let me see. This one's 199 pages, so 200 pages. So yeah, it's basically the same as this. It's just that story instead of this one. So good quality. Same company. And you're probably going to get it cheaper here than you will when it gets solicited through Diamond, because it almost certainly will. So let's see. what they want for it. Whoops. The physical hardcover is $35. Okay, this was I'm trying to see what it reads here. I think it says 39, so you're actually getting it for 35 plus shipping. So it's about the same. A little bit more because you're paying shipping. With an estimated delivery of November. There's a Journeyman bundle, which gets you a nice book bag. The book comes in. A special limited print over here, 2 coins, and the other prints that you see presented. Their mock-up designs and items are not shown to scale. But that item will only, these will only be produced for the campaign and only in quantity sufficient to fulfill the campaign orders. So that is the Journeyman order bundle for $50. You get the book, the cotton drawstring tote bag, an exclusive numbered book plate, 4 limited edition cardstock prints, and the coin. Whoops. There's extra stuff here. You can get an extra different book in hardcover called Mills, The Tree of Life, as well as digital copies of both books. Quite a few people have bought those. You can actually go to this address. Let me see if I can get this copied. It won't well, let me see if I can do it here. Yeah. There. You can go to that address and actually get a quick preview of the book online. Check it out. And then if you want to buy it from the Kickstarter, there's the Kickstarter address. And that's $80 for both books there. I'm probably going to get the Journeyman $50 bundle. Maybe I get that, or maybe I'll just get the book. I haven't made my mind yet. I really do kind of like that bag. But we'll see. And you get a silver foil cover, so it's going to be quite interesting as well for that. Okay. We have a little bit more to go. Got quite a few things to share with you tonight. Our next one is called LASH Lightning Returns in the Bronze Age style comic. This is a LASH Lightning is a Golden Age, trying to think of the word, public domain now character. They got 6 days to go, 104 backers. They have passed their pledge goal. He has the artist is Chris Malgrain, and he has a sort of early Byrne type look to his work, early John Byrne style. You can also get an action figure and some other stuff. This is from Temporal Comics. This is a one-shot, more or less. For $10, you get, it says Canadian $12. That's about $10 American. You get the Lightning A, which is the LASH Chris Malgrain cover here. Or you can get the B cover, which is him doing Kirby. And then there's a silver cover with Byron Silver, which I tend to prefer Malgrain doing his burn emulation style myself. For $24 or $19, you can get any two of the three, or for $28, you can get all three covers. But this is the interior art. And like I said, it's very reminiscent of 70s burn type artwork. Just a little, as far as the figure work goes, Malgrain's backgrounds are a little bit, I won't say they're empty, but they're a lot less detailed than they should be compared to his figure work, I think. But there is a clear fondness for that feel of that era. So for those of you who are wishing you had something like Burn to read, this might be up your alley. There's some Luis Rivera commissions and stuff like that. You could actually buy the original cover for about $300 for, which is that top one. This cover right here, the original artwork, you would get that for $300. That'll be black and white, of course, but and then they've added the action figure as well. There's the one that's what you get for $400 is the black and white edition version. And then you can order commissions from Luis Rivera. And this is some sample work of his, which is nice stuff as well. And the book is already finished and ready to ship once their funds clear, so you don't have to worry about waiting. So they're estimated that when this thing ends, they'll be able to ship in October. So that's another good point to consider. There's the Kickstarter address for that. I am probably going to get, whoops, I'm not really sure yet. Probably just the Lightning Lash Lightning 1A print, the regular first cover. Yeah, that's probably what I'll get, is just this one with this cover right here. And part of the reason I'm interested in getting it is because I've seen a lot of Chris Malgrain stuff online, but I haven't actually seen that book in print. So I'm thinking about getting it just to check that out and see what a full book of his would look like, instead of just the occasional piece of artwork I've seen here and there. Okay. Last but certainly not least is a cool manga anthology series called Shrine Entrance Volume 1. Let's go ahead. Now this is a really funky video. They're out of Australia. As you can see, they've got their goal pledge. They've got 103 backers with 19 days to go. This is like a 200-page like Shonen Jump type book with 12 or 13 different stories in it. Again, the video is very wonky because it's like all the different creators are kind of chatting back and forth. So hopefully it won't be too confusing, but it's over 500 pages for the book. Let's take a look at the video.
Hi there, I'm JKS Manga, creator of My Werewolf System.
Hey, name's Anthony Jackson, artist and co-writer of Mutton Chop.
And I'm Batu Lumadi, writer and co-creator of Mutton Chop.
Hey guys, it's me, Inupin, the creator of Cave King and Yo-Yo Kai.
Hello, my name is Kitsomi, and I work on the series Apophenia.
What's up? I'm Random. I'm the co-creator of High School Elite.
Hi, my name is Raph Manga, and I'm the creator of Golden Myth.
Hello, everybody. My name is DeAndre Moffitt. I'm the creator of the Shrine original series, Hammerhead.
Hi, my name is Christian Sandino, and I'm the creator of the Fate Cafe on Shrine Comics.
Hi, my name is Jin. I'm the creator of Zero, the King of Thieves, and the founder of Shrine Comics. And this is Shrine Entrance. Shrine Comics is a fast-growing manga publisher, bringing you new and exciting manga from all over the world digitally for free through our Shrine Comics app, which is available right now on the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Today, we come to Kickstarter to kickstart our first ever print product, Shrine Entrance. Shrine Entrance is a manga anthology magazine designed to be the perfect entry point into the many different worlds of Shrine Comics. This anthology collects the first chapters of 12 of our series by creators from all around the world. From action-adventure to interdimensional sci-fi, from martial arts to high school rom-com, from fantasy spelunking to a crazy powerful sheep, there is something for every manga fan. Inspired by the manga magazines in Japan, such as Weekly Shonen Jump and Weekly Shonen Magazine, Shrine Entrance is packed to the brim with exciting manga content coming to a total page count of 508 pages. Shrine Entrance is perfect for all manga fans looking to discover the next big thing. Whether you're already a Shrine Comics fan or just discovering us for the first time, Shrine Entrance will look amazing on your bookshelf.
What it means to me for you guys to purchase this Kickstarter is that my family and my friends can finally see my work in a physical print. All the hard work I put for the past year is in a physical print book that Shrine Comics is providing for us creators to deliver to you guys. So it would mean a whole bunch if you can just either share this Kickstarter with your friend who is in the manga or purchase a pack yourself and support us. Thank you.
I'm actually very excited for what's to come. I'm excited that the magazine is going to be lit, the pages look crisp, everything looks good. We've worked hard for this. I'm excited. I'm actually, I'm glad to be a part of Shrine. So we got this. We the best. We the best. We're going to do this. So, yeah, I'm excited.
And what this magazine means to us is the culmination of over a year of hard work.
It also means everybody gets their books printed. I'm so excited.
And I hope you back our project.
Thank you for taking the time to check out our Kickstarter. I hope you're as excited about Shrine Entrance as we were making it. Please look over our Kickstarter page for more information on each of the series featured in Shrine Entrance and check out our backer rewards. And don't worry, if you can't support us today, please share this with your friends and family who might be into manga. Well, that's from us today. Thank you so much, and let's get this book in your hands.
Now, hold on a second. There we go. There is the address for that. Now, just to give you a couple of update there on them, they have been doing this as webcomics for over a year. So that's where this stuff has come from. They do have an audience base somewhat from the digital world. That's what they're saying. We're finally getting this stuff in print. And so in that respect, these guys have some experience. It's just that it's going to be the first time they're going into print, which is different from digital. So we're going to see where that takes them. Now let's see what their backing numbers are like here. Of course, they've got their stretch goals. It's funded. They're going to get a sticker sheet. They're looking at adding a poster, adding another chapter. Rather than, hold on a second. There we go. Another edition, 20 pages of manga. And then who knows what else. We've already talked about more or less what it is. You're going to get My Werewolf System, Zero the Key of Things, Apophenia, I should say, Mutton Chop, Punch Drunk, From the Forgotten, Dimensional Resources, Cave King, Hammerhead, The Fae Cafe, High School Elite, and Golden Mist are the stories that are actually going to be collected. It's only the first chapter of each story, but if you can get it done, they should be able to do this regularly, because if they've been working for it for almost a year, they've probably got multiple chapters already completed through the digital side. So it's just a matter of getting these guys backed and getting this stuff printed so they can get this stuff as a regular monthly or bi-monthly series, perhaps, or even quarterly would be cool. Now, these guys are, of course, in Australia, which means you're going to be paying a little extra for your shipping and handling. The digital copy is about $11, but you're getting 500 pages of material. It's $25 roughly American for the physical copy plus shipping. Again, we're talking about a $500 page magazine, and it's probably going to be let's see, where did they say they already? If they get to 8,500, where are they at right now? Oh, about halfway there. Okay. I don't know. It'd be quite interesting. But we'll see. Here's some of the, again, this is how thick this book is going to be. Here's some of the print. They're comparing it very much to the same format as Shonen Weekly Shonen Jump. So if you are familiar with that, then you know what you're getting. I'm not going to play that video. It's not. Again, you can check out. I'm not going to read down every one of the stories, but they tell you about each story, what they're about. You can go ahead and check out the their address on the screen there to read more about each individual storyline. But they're all pretty interesting for this type of product. I don't think it's lesser than, like I said, the Shonen Jump type stuff. It's just newer people that people haven't heard or seen before. So something worth possibly checking out if you're into the manga scene. Okay, there you go. That is all of our crowdfunding discussion for this evening, but we do have more to talk about. We have comic reviews, starting with Beyond Beyond, number 1 through 3, $4.99 each from Scout Comics. Writer is Christian Tropiano, artist is Gian Fernando, colorist is Beyond Color Lab with lettering by Joel Rodriguez. Genre science fiction. This came out between February and July of 2022. There is one more issue to go. What it's about: Nova Vega, 16-year-old daughter of space explorers Giannis and Andromeda Vega, is a self-thinking young woman who wants to find out what really happened to her parents, who she has been told disappeared into a black hole 10 years earlier. The truth seems to be that the megacorp that they used to work for, Omni, blew up their spaceship and murdered them, but whether that's actually the case remains to be seen. And when I was reading the first issue, Nova is obstinate, anti-establishment. Her older brother Sirius is a minor in the Omni Corps group and just wants her to let things go and get into the business and get into the academy with the rest of her class. But Nova considers it all to be nothing but brainwashing. Fed up with her brother, she sneaks off and pilots a mini-ship towards the black hole in question, with only a floating robotic eye owned by Omni, and will probably end up causing more problems than it's worth as the series progresses, as her sole companion. As issue number 2 progresses, sure enough, that damn robotic eye is causing Nova problems because it's basically a beacon for Omni forces to track her with. The issue has her brother out looking for her, but the other Omnibots try to shoot him down, and his ship gets taken over. And then we see Nova visiting another world and roaming about, which is really nice and alien for what the alien role is. But of course, the eye has led Omni straight to her. And it seems just that their Omnibots will just kill her when suddenly a man shows up out of nowhere and takes out all the droid bots. He introduces himself as Alejandro del Sol, space explorer in exile, and tells Nova to come with him to evade the bots. In issue number 3, we learn the truth about the generational arcs, what happened to Sirius and Nova's parents, which in fact they were basically killed off by Sergei, who is the one who controls the arcs and the ships for Omni. And they also learn that they have a satellite around the misty planet, around the black hole, and they plan to capture Nova and Alejandro using Sirius as bait. What do I think of the storyline? It's very slow to set up, and the release schedule has been terrible. The first issue didn't have enough plot to make the audience commit to the series, in my opinion. And by the time it took between February and June for issue number 2 to come out, I think people would have lost interest or even forgotten completely that the series existed. While issues 2 and 3 are pretty straightforward, and you can start to get into the story with a much better pacing of action, the finale was scheduled for August and is now to be decided, so who knows whether or not the series is even selling enough to be concluded in singles, or whether they're just going to end the series and release it as a trade, which does seem to be something that publishers do a lot these days. Just don't ship the last issue of the story and force the reader to buy the trade, even though they've already bought the singles to get the rest of the story. I've seen that done by DC. I've seen it done by Scout. Scout does it actually all the time. They do one issue and then go straight to the trade. So, I'm a little bit leery about this one on that regard. The art improved as the series progressed. The first issue, I felt the artist was rather stiff in their figure work and character design. The writing is okay, but for all the delay in the production and scheduling of this series, I would advise people, if this book interests you, to trade wait. Recommended for ages 13 up. I'll give it 3 stars, as it is improving with each issue. But like I said, I would wait for a trade collection. Here is some of the artwork from issue number 1. This is Sirius and Andromeda, or not Sirius, but Giannis and Andromeda talking to Sergei Page about them going to check out this one last hope for mankind to find another place to live instead of being on the Ark ships, which is a planet on the edge of a black hole. This is Nova getting kicked out of class because she's basically a free thinker. As you can see, all the other people are wearing their brainwashing helmets, more or less. Everything, the principal's a robot. Everybody's a robot. This is from issue 2, where she jumps off of her ship that's basically getting destroyed by Omni and lands on this other world, meets these other alien creatures. And it turns out that Sergei and the Omnicorp is basically zapping all the resources and killing off these aliens, of course, for resources from the planet for their own use. And nobody knows it. She sees this one star floating type creature, so she thinks, I guess I could do this with my little cape, which I think is quite silly. Run, charge, cross the 2 chasms here, and she gets to the top, and I'm thinking, no, she should be like way down here in the bottom and have to climb up the top. But that's just me. It's an interesting design, and the artwork is nice to look at as far as this part of the book goes. This is issue number 3. This is Sirius trying to find Nova and getting shot at and chased after by Omni. And then this is Alejandro del Sol training I think Nova with a crystallized sword type thing and stuff, trying to get it prepared because Omni's coming to try and capture them and basically assassinate them and get them out of the way from what's going on with their plans. Our next book is Cities of Magic 1 through 4, $4.99. It says $4.99 each. I don't think that's actually true. This is kind of weird. Let me check that to be absolutely certain. If that doesn't sound right. I guess I was wrong. That is correct. Okay. It has been kickstarted first, but the publisher for the General Masters of Scout comics, written by Jacob Free and Will Tempest, drawn by Will Tempest and Andre Garin, Colors by Brad Simpson and Will Tempest. Genre is fantasy. Release date March 30th, 2022 to August 10th, 2022. There are some other artists as well in the book. Andre Goran does the backup feature in this story, and there's other artists who do backups in issues 2 through 4. I'll talk about them in a minute. What it's about. Issue 1 is called Once Upon a Time in Old York. It's about a gun-toting drifter who wanders into Old York City looking for something no one's ever seen before. He's picked a bad time. The forces of the hyper priestess Isamar Rothschild, the Queen of Chicago conglomerate, have attacked Old York. Caught in the midst of a decade-old war between two powerful magic clans, the drifter has to figure out where his loyalty lies, if he has any to speak of, and he has to do it quick. Knowing that Lev, that's the name of the drifter, will do whatever it takes to rid himself of the poisonous spell that's now running through his veins, and I'll explain that in a second. He gets in the middle of a magic battle on the street, and a wayward spell kind of gets in, almost hits him, so he gets angry, and he shoots at the spellcaster, who deflects that and then curses him, basically. Gregor Steiner has now made the Glen Singing Drifter an offer he cannot refuse. He is told to head to the dangerous Old York borough of Queens on a special assignment for the Red Double X's. Once the job is done, Steiner will take Lev to the Old York's top healer, or so Steiner says. Of course, it isn't what happens. Instead, he gets caught up with a gang of powerful, albeit short, magic users in the ruins of the Queen's Museum. And then he takes a look back into Gregor Steiner's shady past, discovering that Steiner has some old friends in not-so-nice places that really don't want this guy to survive, no way, no how. As such, Lev, Gregor, and the Red Double X's have to take a road trip to Chicago. Their mission? Find a source of Isamar Rothschild's growing power. But they soon find out that they've bitten off more than they can chew. Can they resolve their own personal issues before they get themselves wiped out? What do I think about this series? Well, it's an interesting post-apocalyptic story where technology was rendered moot long ago and society collapsed, only to be rebuilt under the rediscovery of magic. Now in a world where powerful archmages and witches, it's sort of a Gangs of New York meets Harry Potter meets Kung Fu, where the drifter named Lev has fallen ill after the magic battle where he gets cursed, and only a certain kind of magic can cure him. He doesn't like magic, doesn't trust it, doesn't trust anyone who uses it, but he doesn't have a choice if he intends to survive the curse. Now, it does take the creators a bit to get the story started, as often seems to be the case in modern comics. This first issue is mostly world building and exposition, and it gets more interesting in issues 2 and 3. The character of Lev is all right, but it's kind of questionable whether the spell that he gets hit with is actually a death spell or if it's just something being held over him to do Steiner's bidding until you get to issue 4, I think it is. Late 3, early 4, where it starts really showing it, yeah, it is making him sicker. There is decent character relationships and duality of character, making things more complex in story, but nothing that really raises the bar in terms of scripting for the characters. Again, there are backups in issues 2 to 4, written by Tempest and drawn by Tristan Wright, Guy Pradell, and Keegan Williams, respectively, that help bring in some more world-building historical aspect to the world in the series. But unfortunately, none of those artists are on the same level of ability as Tempest himself, in my opinion, and so some readers might get put off by those quick backup features. While post-apocalyptic comics are a dime a dozen in today's market, I will give the creators credit for trying to do something that's a little bit different in the genre. Here, magic replaces technology in the series, and they present it as a tool to be used, and people are generally wary and suspicious of magic users, which is a concerted difference compared to how our real-world society is addicted to technology and powers. And that does make the series a bit more unique than books I've reviewed of similar nature on this channel in the past, such as Dryad from Oni Press, for example. There's going to be at least one more issue to this series, possibly more. I'm thinking it might be 6. But I know there's at least 5, because that's been hinted at in the last issue. It has been a reasonably well-done series, but I do have to admit my interest is waning after 4 issues. largely because it's taking a little bit too long to develop. A lot of these books in comics today, I think that they could be done in a half to 2/3 of the space that they're using. But yeah, that's a topic for another time and discussion of the pacing of comics. This book is recommended for ages 16 up, and I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. Let's take a look at some of the artwork. This is art by Will Tempest with colors by Brad Simpson. It's got some nice coloring shade effects. They have to go find these batteries. You might think, well, battery is a technology thing, but it's actually a magic battery. Somehow it contains the magic that people use. It's kind of weird in that respect because they use magic to run most of their not technology, but all their worldly stuff is run by magic instead of physical technology. Now here's that where that spell almost came by him, and then it blew up right near him. And that's where, and this is why it's 16 and up, because he's got a couple of cuss words in here that really, if they didn't have that, I could even say it would be 13 and up. But because you got some language and a few other minor things, it's 16 and up. He gets mad at the guy, like I said, and he shoots at him. And then he gets cursed. And then here's issue 4. They're talking to one of the guys who's a living battery, more or less. And he starts getting sicker and sicker. And as you can see, his eyes are kind of sunken in and gone completely black. Our last books for the evening are Where Starships Go to Die, number 1 through 3. Publisher Aftershock Comics. This is what I thought maybe was going on with Cities of Magic. Issue number 1 for Starships Go to Die is $4.99, but 2 and 3 are only $3.99. The writer is Mark Sable, artist Alberto Locatelli, colors by Wancho, lettering by Rob Steen. The covers are done by, it doesn't have his name on there, does it? Okay. I'll talk about it in a minute. Anyway, this came out between June 8th and August 17th, 2022. Point Nemo, the farthest oceanic point on Earth from any landmass. A spacecraft graveyard where rockets and satellites can be safely ditched on the ocean floor. In a near future ravaged by climate change, an African astronaut teams with an Indian shipping magnate to mount a dangerous salvage mission to recover the wreck of humanity's first interstellar starship. But what they find is beyond their worst nightmares. When they uncover the wreck of the starship and realize there's been more than one ship and more than one attempt to send people out into space, and that a mysterious force or entity has been stopping humanity from reaching the stars, how will they tell the world before they themselves are taken out one by one? Now, Sable seems to have done his research, and there's quite a bit of alternate history world building going on that is rather interesting, such as the shipping magnate is the great-great-great-great-granddaughter of Captain Nemo. Yes, that Captain Nemo. And there's some other stuff going on that plays well into historical science fiction in this story. Unfortunately, there isn't enough introduction to the entirety of the cast to get a feel for them in the first issue. It takes even into almost the third issue before you really start getting a real feel for the characters. But they do find a wrecked Civil War era rocket with a Confederate flag painted on it in the ocean and a perfectly preserved body of a soldier inside of it. Their crew doctor is performing the autopsy on the soldier when the body comes alive, and she manages to cut the head off the body, but a flurry of crystalline entities escapes the body and attacks the doctor. our lead character, the African astronaut, checks in the doctor because he thought he heard her scream, which she did, or scream, but the doctor has already been taken over by the entity and has cleaned up everything and before he gets there somehow. So it's pretty standard Alien, The Thing, The Abyss type fare. As such, the storyline is pretty cut and dry from that point forward, and the second and third issues deliver few, if any, surprises. There's a couple of nice homages to those films in certain panels and stuff, but honestly, it's generally low-rent redux. And that leaves me a bit disappointed because Sable had a chance to do something that was more unique and interesting, but instead it's just more of the same generic sci-fi plot that we've seen dozens of times. That doesn't mean the book isn't effective or that it can't be enjoyed. Just understand that for this reader, it's just not as entertaining as I think it could have been. It's just average. I do also feel that if Jeremy Hahn, that's the guy who did the cover, had drawn the whole books instead of just the covers, the book would be better than it is. Not that Locatelli is a bad artist. I just happen to like Hahn's art better than his. Recommended for ages 16 up. I'll give it 3 out of 5. But it'll drop to under 3 if the next issue, that is the final issue of the storyline, doesn't really perform. Here's the interior artwork. As you can see, this is Locatelli, and it's okay, but it's not nearly as nice as that cover or that art or that art. I just happen to like this detail a lot better, but just me. But some people are good drawing pinups and some people aren't doing good comics, and so it is what it is. Again, the artwork doesn't look bad. I'm not saying it's a deterrent or anything. It's just I would have preferred to see Hahn do the whole book. Here's some more pages by Locatelli, where the crew meets each other more or less. Here's where they pull out the rocket head with the Confederate flag on it. And then here's one of the sort of the crystalline entity. This is an issue 2, and all the different people that the crystalline entity has already absorbed, kind of like The Thing in the 1982 John Carpenter's The Thing, how it could absorb all the different people it took shape of, and then it kind of grew out to all the different faces. That's what this is kind of an homage towards. As you can see, it took 2 pilots that were of the World War II Germanic Third Reich, a Confederate soldier, and then that's the female doctor whose body it overtook as well. So it is what it is. And that is all for tonight's reviews. I want to thank you for watching. Tomorrow is day off. I'm not getting much this week for stuff in the store. Apparently, I'm only getting 1 book, if that even came in on the shipment this week. But I did get today the DC Connect and the Marvel catalogs. So we'll be talking about what's in these on Thursday, if I get anything in comics tomorrow. And Thursday will be a review night that is all ages YA-centric. We've got a lot of books to talk about, including The Abominable 1 through 3 by Charles Christopher. Those are 3 different books. This is book 1, book 2, and book 3. And this is actually a Best Digital Comic Award winner from 2011, collected into these editions. It won the Eisner Award, so this is going to be a good series to talk about. I don't know what all else I'm going to be able to get into. We've got a lot of stuff. because people have been asking me when am I going to talk about more kids comics. So we're going to talk about The Abominable, and then depending on what else I've got, I mean, I've got a whole stack here. I'll just grab the camera here. As you see, I got Space Once Upon a Space Time, The Map Maker, Another Kind, The Sleepover, The Girl in the Glim, and Meow the Infinite Volumes 1 and 2. So there's a lot of stuff for me to read. I don't know if I'm going to get it all read to review come Thursday, but we'll be talking about some of those books, if nothing else. So if you enjoyed this show, or you think others might, as always, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons to continue the content from my channel. As always, I thank you for watching and for your support. Thank you, John. If you want to reach out to me on social media, Facebook, Lewis.BrightRaven, at Twitter at LewisBrightRaven2. You see more of my artwork at deviantart.com/BrightRaven. You've been watching Quoth the Raven, Lewis Bright Raven, exclusively on YouTube. Questions, comments, suggestions for content, Quoth the Raven, LBR72@gmail.com is the address to reach out to me at. If I'll get back to you within a day or two. Try LewisBrightRaven@yahoo.com. That's all for tonight. Have a good evening. We will see you on Thursday.